he became a role model. He was the kid that day in and day out worked harder than every other kid. And I'm not talking just about sports, but in school, in math class, and in science class. And he'd even work harder than you to get the pretty girl to go on a date with him. And he didn't do this to make you look bad, even though oftentimes he did. He did it because it was making himself better, as well as it was helping you to work harder to make yourself better. And that's just the character that he has. He's genuinely kind-hearted, one of the kindest guys you'll ever meet. He's a hard worker all the time, and he would do anything for anyone at any time, no matter what he's doing at this time. And it is a real honor and a pleasure to be introducing him this evening.
Good evening, Wyoming FFA. Jess Oldham, he's a little bit of a pest. He has been ever since he came into this world. He's done a really good job of getting everybody else in trouble except for himself. We'd go to the most recent things I can think of is we'd go to the Birch's place when we were kids, and he'd be pestering Odessa and I, and then Dad would turn around and yell at us, but then Jess was the one being the pest. But he's the most genuine gentleman in his character. He's the most loyal person I know when it comes to friendship and brotherhood. And as a friend, we are proud,
and as a brother,
to introduce the 2014-2015 Wyoming State FFA Parliamentarian Jess Oldham.
I stepped outside and I was like, Mama, this air bubble right here, it's gonna make me fly. I hit that court, and when I jumped. I swear I got so high. I touched the net. Mom, I touched the net. This is the best day of my life. And next is the next.
It doesn't always work out. In fact, life rarely goes how we want it to. How we see it playing and processing in our heads. For me, exactly 1 year, 1 month, and 1 day ago, to this very night, life didn't go as planned. Some of you know this, but I tore my anterior cruciate ligament, otherwise known as my ACL, in my right knee. I could tell you about every single moment, every dribble, every step, every single breath. But it'd take far too long. So instead, I'll just let you watch it. It might not look like much, but that was the worst night of my life. That was the night that my whole world changed. Everything I'd ever dreamed about, everything I'd ever hoped for, I'd ever worked for, was gone. From the moment that I fell on that court, from the moment that the athletic trainer looked me in the eye and he said to me that I wouldn't play again. From the moment that I had to sit on the bench and watch my team play without me at regionals and state. My senior year. From those moments on, I hated what had happened to me. I hated even more that I couldn't change it. There was nothing I could do about it. I couldn't take some medicine and suddenly be okay. I couldn't tape it up and say, Coach, put me back in. I couldn't even let it rest and be ready to go the next week at state. It was gone. It was over. It was too late. I would sit there And I would ask myself, what did I do to deserve this? Why would God do this to me? Why would God do this to anybody? Yeah, for those first couple weeks, I put a smile on my face. I acted like everything was okay. But do you want to know the truth? The truth is, no matter how many people I fooled, no matter how many people I convinced that I was okay, I couldn't convince myself. I couldn't tell myself that it's just going to take a little time. I couldn't answer those questions. And even if I could, I would never be satisfied. It wasn't what I wanted to hear. After a while, though, I began to realize I'd never be able to answer those questions. I would never be satisfied with what I heard. Instead of asking myself them, I should have been asking myself, what can I do to make this better? What can I do to make this better? Because all my life I've been taught that you've got to stay positive, that you've got to keep your head up, and you've got to always move forward. It didn't matter if you were number one on top of the world, or if you'd hit rock bottom. You torn your ACL and you couldn't even play the game that you loved. You could always move forward. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. And if you can't walk, then crawl. But no matter what, you have to keep moving forward." We live in a dynamic world. It's ever-changing, never stays the same. If we don't want to grow, if we don't want to be better, do better, then evolution itself proves that we will cease to exist. Evolution proves that we will cease to exist. I don't know about you, but I want to live. I want to fly. I want to do better. I want to grow. I am going to move forward. Wyoming FFA, I'm not up here to tell you what path to choose in life, to do whatever your little heart desires, because we get that enough as it is. And those decisions, they're going to be made regardless of what happens. I'm up here to tell you that no matter what life throws at you, no matter what path you choose to take, you choose to be the best that you possibly can. You choose to reach your full potential. Choose to fly. Choose to live. Choose to be great. And most importantly, you choose to move forward.
Jess, it's been a heck of a year. You know, we all know that you're a man that's very wise beyond your years, and we've enjoyed the year as we've gone along listening to all your shared wisdom, even if it came in the form of late night ghost stories and pranks that came after. But you're a wonderful teammate. Wyoming FFA, for the final time, your 2015 Parliamentarian, Mr. Jess Oldham.